ladies and gentlemen, this is not a misfortune from the future. Before we get started with this replay, I wanted to let you know that both I and Alphahex have made first-person perspective gameplay videos for this match, and it was an exciting match to play and commentate, so go ahead and check that out. This should be in the top right hand of your screen or down in the description below. Check that out and enjoy the video.
To the big game. We got our 4v4 in the West versus East tournament. This is Spiff, and I'm joined today by Alphahex to cast this game.
Greetings, everyone.
And I'm going to start off here by introducing Team West, and starting off on the far left, spawning in as the blue Cybern Commander, we have OSS JayWix. Not sure what he's up to yet. Oh, he's going forward to place a sea factory. That'll be fun. In the forward spot, spawning in as the purple Aeon Commander, we have Maitre, who has gone for a quick land factory and a research station. In the air spot, and starting off with air, we have the green Aeon Commander, Battletac. And finally, also going air, spawning in as the teal UEF commander. Not sure why Frost here is not going sea, but you know, more air never hurts, so we'll see how that works out. And Alphahex, it is your turn to introduce Team East for us. Go for it.
In the top right, we have Team East. At the very northern side, we have Explosive, spawning in as UEF, going for 1 research, 1 navy. A very standard build. In the center spot, the air spot, we have our lovely streamer Knight of Misfortune, who's renamed himself to Soviet Kompot for the game, to fit in more with the team. On the right side, spawning in as the UEF commander, we also have SoulRipper, who's going for a much quicker navy build without any research stations. Having a little trouble there, trying to assist the factory. And in the forward spot, we have me, spawning in as Aeon, with the 1 research, 2 land Aeon build. So that's Team East. And we can already see Maitre walking up into our base, going straight for Explosive. So that's a little tricky to deal with, actually, as we might see some capturing, recycling of the naval units. And
Yeah, that would be awfully annoying. We have also seen a little bit of an air engagement, but it didn't look like either team got too much done there.
Yep, some scouts being exchanged here, getting some intel. And as you can see, we just noticed that someone is in our base that's not supposed to be there. And Explosive is trying to use the submarines to kill him, but there's just not enough DPS to do anything to that commander. Actually, there's upgrades on that ACU. If you look at the health, it's at 25,000. So that's what Purple's taking for.
Yeah, those sub will eventually tickle it to death if Maitre keeps his ACU in the water there, but it does take an awfully long time.
Yep, that was our idea. We did try to at least damage the commander, and we figured that it wouldn't have enough health to get back if he stays there for too long. So you can see Explosive got a torpedo add-on on the factory as well. Control K's it before it can be captured, so no shields for Purple. And I probably did a bit of a micro mistake here. I'm trying to get in there as well, but I probably should have just stayed focused on the front line. You can see my ACU coming up from the right side, as we're still trying to.
My apologies, guys. Sorry, are we at 437?
I'm at 445.
Okay, so you're just a little ahead. Okay.
I'm at 430.
Oh, are you guys lagging behind? Well, let me pause it. Okay, I'm gonna pause it at 5 minutes, and let's just wait there. I'm waiting at 5 minutes.
Everybody pause at 5 minutes.
Let's go to -1 then, if you guys are like lagging behind or something.
Yeah, I don't think we just started at different times, maybe. Game speed 1,
that's
by
like
the way.
15 seconds. Yeah, I'm at game speed 1.
Okay, well, let's try it again and let's see if it desyncs.
I am recording if you don't believe me.
Are you there, Spiff?
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play.
We're at -1, right?
No, +1.
Ah, I'm at 5 minutes, 5 seconds. Should be good. Well, actually, it's better if I'm a little behind, so... Don't know why that's happening. And as you can see, Purple's now finally retreating. Explosive not quite chasing him fast enough. He is behind him, but... would be nice if he could intercept the ACU before it can get away. And as you can see, the Team West is actually going for a bit of a non-meta build. It's quite unusual, as they're trying to go for Cybran ships and double air. Usually on this map, you have a Navy on each side, which is what we went for. So we're gonna have to adapt a little bit to the double air here, as the red player, Nite, is not gonna be able to defend us from the bombers against two different people. Some blue ships coming in, trying to chase them away with the units. Yeah, blue was a little behind there, I think. He was waiting until he had actually... Yeah, I think he waited to have enough ships, because the Salems, the blue ships, are very bad at hitting moving targets, and they're not very useful in these sorts of fights. At least they have the torpedoes to fight the subs, but as you can see, they're missing every shot on those tanks. And looks like blue and purple from Team West are gonna get away before we can get, before we can get a kill. So that was quite a successful raid, I'd say. They did manage to destroy a factory, but the question is, was it worth moving the ACUs all the way forward and not assisting, not building, not doing anything with those, and only killing a single naval factory?
Yeah, Cybran's already going to be behind versus subs.
Oh yeah, especially a Cybran, so...
Yeah, not having that ACU to build more naval factories.
And we can see Nite's airplanes get decimated there, so Team West temporarily wins the air fight for now, and we have to start dropping down some anti-air towers. So now the only way we can push is with anti-air and all of our red wasps staying under the anti-air. On the southern side, we can see SoulRipper's ship starting to get bombed, and not quite enough anti-air in there to do anything to the planes.
Looks like they're gonna get a fair bit done though before they go down.
Yep, some good harassment. He's actually targeting the core mass extractors before anything else, so that's a great move. Sacrificing the ships to deal some damage.
And to keep the air distracted.
Yep. And we did try to use that to our advantage a bit, trying to push forward, but we just don't have enough units to really do anything yet. It's still in a bit of a stalemate at the mid-fight. And it looks like only 3 mass extractors are gonna die to that raid from SoulRipper, which is questionable. That was like 6 or 7 cruisers. Each one costs like 210 mass or something. So those are pretty expensive. Teal actually losing a lot of his airplanes. Didn't even notice. His entire air force just disappeared over that AA.
Yeah, he's been tanking a lot for Green's planes.
Yeah, the UEF anti-air on the naval ships is actually way stronger than Cybran, which is problematic with the Salem classes. And you can see I'm teleporting in, trying to harass Purple's base. I did actually get the torpedo upgrade before teleport, as we thought that we could kill Purple when his AC was in our base, but that did not quite work out. But somehow I still get teleport way before Purple does, I assume because of the ACU upgrades.
1025.
Yeah, it looks like he 1020, yeah, 1030. So looking good. And Purple is actually at 30,000 max health, so I think he did have to tech quite a bit to get out of there alive. And sadly, I can't quite defend Yellow's ships there, no matter how many times he can ping them. But we did manage to kill some more buildings and force Green to build a lot of turrets. I think there's is that only 2 turrets Oh, only 2 turrets then. Thought there was a third one somewhere in there that died. And another fight happening on top as explosive submarines are engaging the left side of the map, struggling against those tanks, which also have the torpedo upgrades. So that's quite rough. Not sure how the DPS works out in there, but the tanks are definitely way cheaper to build than submarines, so in those numbers, submarines aren't really going to work against those. It's more of a counter to the blue Salem classes, which are trying to use the factories as shields, I assume. JayWix actually could have used Power Ditto there on the factory, which is quite funny when you do that. And you can also see JayWix pushing on the right side. He walked the ships over with the leg upgrade that lets you walk on land. And now he's trying to engage SoulRipper on the eastern side. Not going well, as I'm defending that with the tanks, and Yellow also has a lot of ships there, including battleships. So Yellow's now pumping out battleships on the right side. And south, we can actually see Frost building a gantry. He's cooking some AC-1Ks, which can be a problem as they can fight against the Navy anti-air quite effectively, not flying over it like the bombers do, but around it. Explosive doing a great job spreading his ships, not putting all his eggs in one basket, so Purple doesn't really have teleport anywhere to teleport in. And we see a big airfighter in the middle. Photo booms from Team East, boosting the airplane's hit points, and a lot of anti-air with no support from Team West. And looks like Nite's airplanes are gonna win. So Team East taking back the air superiority. And the game is starting to look quite tilted now, as Navy is won on both sides by Team East, and the air superiority has been taken back. Now the only fear that we had at this point is that Purple is going to use his units to try and snipe someone, so we're really making sure to defend that northern front line on the water. And some great scouting from Nite, flying over the entire base, so we all know what's going on. And looks like JayWix is going to join in on the air party. So we now have 3 air players from Team West. JayWix completely abandoning the Navy.
I feel like he just never put enough into it in the first place.
As Cyburn, you really got to get those battleships out fast, because Salems are just glorified missile launchers.
Yeah.
Like, they're good against buildings and big things, like experimentals. Well, usually they just get outranged by those anyway. But against tanks from Aeon, the hover tanks, it's not gonna do much. And the UEF submarine spam, obviously, is gonna outclass that as well. So those blue Salem class ships are not doing too hot in this game. We can see a bit of a fight on the right side happening, but nothing really dying. I'm really trying to support everyone with the Boda booms to boost the health of friendly units, because that's usually enough to decide any air fight, navy fight. They are quite fragile though. They're only at 600 health, way less than a normal tank. And
yeah, but just one of them covers a lot of units.
Yeah, the range is also pretty good. I'd say it's about the same as a Demolisher, so it doesn't even have to be like directly in the center of the army. And we can now see battleships coming out from orange as well. So Navy on both sides is definitely secure, but now the AC-1Ks are going to try to come in and do some work. Hopefully those holoflares from green tanking the damage, but looks like they're not coordinating very well.
I think those AC-1Ks got scared of the red Air Force.
The Red Menace.
The Red Menace, yeah.
Knight's Air Force coming in to save the day. As long as he stays over the anti-air, it doesn't matter if you're fighting 3 people. Like, UEF anti-air on the Navy ships is just insane. I think if we zoom in, we're probably going to see it like one-hit kill an airplane. Because SoulRipper definitely got training on those as well. Oh, trying to move the AC-1 case to the other side. Nite actually can't get around as easy as Purple's base is right in the middle of our push, so can't fly over there. And you can see I tried to teleport some tanks into Blue's base on a suicide charge, just to get some bedded mass since we're already there. And that was also quite successful. Also a big distraction apparently, as they moved literally all of their bombers to kill like 10 tanks. And looks like Team West is just getting pushed too far back now. They're behind on mass extractors, and doesn't look like the airplanes are really gonna bomb anything.
And there's just a parade of reinforcements. If you zoom all the way out,
yeah,
it's kind of pretty.
It's very nicely color coded. You got the left side it's orange, me sticking to the center, Knight's airplanes coming in, yellow on the right side. And you can see another air engagement. Doesn't look like Nite gets over the ship anti-air in time. Explosive should have moved the ships a bit more to the left here. Oh, he finally noticed, so we can see the cruisers moving closer. And again, like those Bode booms are boosting the health of everything in there. The ships, the airplanes, the mobile anti-air units. So I don't think that's a very good engagement for Team West. But then again, what else can they do? Because they have to use something to kill those ships.
Well, they don't have much left to kill anything at this point.
And Blue just lost his entire air force. Green doesn't have that much either. One last teleport from Purple trying to kill some battleships, but doesn't look like that's gonna be enough.
And then Purple just used another teleport to retreat, but Purple has no energy generators, so that's expensive.
Yep. Purple has no base, and doesn't look like he can come back from this. Unfortunately, we don't have a Cyber Navy player, so we can't just walk up to the land and end the game a bit quicker, so the ships are kind of struggling to find any meaningful targets there. Except for Purple's land, that's their last hope, really. And the entire base has just been reduced to rubble now. Teal getting caught out in the open, teleported on, and sniped. And you can actually see me hold fire, so Nite can get his planes away, and then resume fire when he's in a when he's outside the nuke range.
Nice.
And with that, I think with that, that's gonna be game. All 3 commanders hiding in the same pond. And JayWix species. That's, yep, a victory for Team East.
Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. This was a very exciting game to play, and thank you Alphahex for casting this. I will also be putting a first-person perspective of me playing this game on my YouTube channel, as I'm sure Alphahex will also be. Check out his channel. And this game is over, so I'm just going to speed it up, and then we're going to go to our 2v2s, which are going to be back to live. So we'll be back in just a moment. If you're still watching, give a thumbs up to this video. If you liked the video, leave a comment. If you loved the video, please subscribe. And if you are blown away by it, check out my Patreon page. This has been Nite. Take care and peace out.